Hey there, guitar enthusiasts. It's Rock O'Clock. And just thought I'd make this video here. A few days ago on the Face Space, there was some poll from some, guitar group or something that, was in my feed or whatever on, like, Seattle area guitar or something. On, what is the most versatile guitar in your collection? If you could just bring one guitar to a gig, what would it be? And, the stock answers are like, oh man, that would bring my Strat and such. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the opposite of that. What is the least versatile guitar in your collection? For me, it's kind of a toss-up between these two. I'll tell you why they're not versatile, but why I like them. Okay. First one, you're probably thinking, of course, it's an Ovation 12-string. Who would want one of those? Oh, there you go, Mary. Okay, so an Ovation 12-string. Why would a person want one of these? Well, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, that's a commercial, Mary. Okay, there you go, Mary. Okay, so, this is $200 for a vintage made in US of A instrument that has an ebony fretboard and some cool stuff like that. Yeah, I had an Dan Electro 12-string a long time ago that I sold when I was, getting my guitar collection back down to a reasonable number. My wife was pregnant and we were moving and stuff. And that was definitely my least played guitar. But then I got, the kind of itch that only a 12-string can scratch again, as happens, and this one kind of piqued my interest. So, there's a lot to like about this guitar. When you need a 12-string, only a 12-string will do. Well,
this is on YouTube.
Yeah, that's on YouTube, Mary. Actually, depending on what you're doing. Like, if you're recording, you can actually overdub, like, an octave above what you're doing and, do 2 tracks. Or you can do that Nashville tuning thing where you get those weird strings that are really light gauge, that are like the octave set on here, and then you overdub that with another one. But you still can't do in real time exactly the 12-string thing. You can only do it with the 12-string. And when it comes to 12 strings, Ovation makes a pretty good one. This is from 1974, I believe. And it's electrified. It has only this one volume knob sticking up right there, which is really weird. The strap button attachment is on the wrong side, even though it's a right-handed guitar. The output jack is in the back of the bowl down here. I love that it's not the strap pin. I think that's great. Let's see. This one, I couldn't make the strap locks any kind really fit in right, so I have it wedged in place with this guitar pick that keeps it from being totally loose. So let's see. What do I like and not like about this guitar? And a lot of this could be said about 12 strings in general, but first, I gotta say, I love the octave strings, the first 4 strings, especially when you're going down here. I mean, that is a pretty cool sound. I mean, I'm, the Birds or something. But the thing about 12 strings is that if I just start, trying to rock out like I would on a regular guitar and just, it's brutal to play and doesn't sound all that good. There are also some kind of things where, like, if you're climbing from string to string, like, when you move between the octave strings and the ones that are not octave, the tonality changes so much that it's not real cool. Because you got your G string. Yeah, Mary. That's your G string. But then the B and the E, like, the high octave goes away, and it's just this kind of mandolinish thing. you know, you got...
B&E.
Hi, Mary. We got two of the same. You like that, Mary? B and D, G and B? You like the G string and the B string? So, I mean, it's going back and forth between the two is just kind of weird. But if I do, you know, things on just these strings... that's fine, or if I do a chord, you know, like... if it's part of a chord, that's fine.
Another commercial.
Yeah, commercials happen, Mary. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, Mary, let's watch the commercial. Okay, but, yeah, I'm trying to play it like a regular guitar with all your favorite bar chords and stuff is brutal. It's so much string tension. But the thing about 12 strings is you gotta kind of play them as a 12 string. Take advantage of what they're good at, which is rhythm guitar chords. Especially those open position kind of chords, like you don't want to play an F on here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. You can also like down tune them and put a capo on, make it easier, I guess, but it's kind of lame. Oh, you can also tune them to drop D and get like this really rich sounding full D chord, but that's not really my scene either. But yeah, I mean, they also really excel at this. That kind of stuff, and just the kind of, you know, lines on your lowest strings. Now, something I gotta say about this, and it's a 12-string thing, and this is, you know, not even a particularly good one in this regard, is that I do not enjoy restringing and tuning these. Most guitars, I think that, you know, putting new strings on your guitar is kind of like a zen thing. Like, I kind of enjoy doing it. Not so much with this. There's just too many of them. And they're on these dumb roller things on this guitar, like a classical guitar. So the tuning stability is, you know, it takes a little more work to get it right. The tuners themselves are nice tuners. They are Ovation branded Schaller tuners where you can tighten this to get it just right. But it's just exponentially more of a pain getting them all in tune with each other. And getting them to stay in tune. And, you know, a 12-string just does not sound good for every style of music. Like if I tried to play, you know, some bossa nova on this. That is both difficult and bad sounding. I mean, you're playing two strings at once, and part of what's difficult about tuning these is when you got your tuner, you might have to carefully tune, you know, just pick one of the two strings without the other, and don't do it too aggressively because you don't want to make that one resonate, like if you want to get an accurate tuning reading. There you go. Actually put a little chip in here with my, I had like my strap lock, like let's see, I just kind of like banged this with there. I'm wondering if maybe I can make it look better with some nail polish or something, probably. These inlays are cool. And this bridge, I love this bridge, and you see these on Ovation sometimes. You got an individual saddle for each pair of strings there, not just one saddle, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Also, once I tried out, I was wondering, you know, could I just put 6 strings on here and play it as a 6-string? And I thought about all the reasons why that might not sound good. I was thinking like, well, the string space can be kind of weird, and it's got a wider neck since it's 12-string. The neck is also set really deep into the body. But I tried it anyways, and it sounded and played great. So, yeah, and the little wider neck wasn't a problem at all. It played like butter. So, yeah, and it actually sounded really good. On my Does the Moon Speak Wolf album even, like I know the song what's it called? Too Hard, So Hard, something like that. That song, I played this with 6 strings on it, and I love the guitar tone of that. And that is actually like really extra light gauge 12-string strings, because you're going to want to put real light gauge strings on this thing. They're known for their jangly brightness, and they just make them a little less brutal. I also actually worry with these, if you put on heavier gauge strings, that can't be good for these neck to have 12 strings doing their thing on it. So yeah, by the way, I like the way that this sounds plugged in, either plugged in directly to your mixer or whatever, or plugged into an amp. And I don't generally like the way that acoustic guitars sound plugged in. Like, I mean, it's fine for, you know, doing your gig or your open mic or whatever, but for recording, that's a no-no. I mean, just put a microphone in front of your guitar, it's going to sound 10 times better, but not with this. That sounds good, but this also sounds really good plugged straight into your mixer or your amp for recording. It has the kind of electric 12-string sound you do. That sounds great. I've been doing that on a bunch of songs on my new album I'm working on. Yeah. So, this is not a versatile guitar by any means, but it really does what it does. So, I said it's a toss-up between this and another guitar. I'm going to show you what guitar that is. It's actually one I probably use less often than this one, but it's kind of cool. I'll show you. Okay, this here is a Gretsch Honey Dipper. It's like a Honey Dipper Deluxe or Honey Dipper Plus or Honey Dipper Pro or something like that, because it's got neck binding and a gold body. Now when people see these guitars, they're usually like, oh yeah, let me get my slide. Let me put this in some kind of weird tuning and then do my thing with it. And I have used it for some of that stuff sometimes, but here's something you might not know about this kind of guitar. Unless it's like the square neck kind that can only be a slide guitar, this kind, you can actually use it as a regular guitar. And it doesn't have a sound that you want for everything, but it has a sound that's really cool. And let's hear what it sounds like. By the way, this is probably from about 2014, 2015, something. Made in China, probably. But I played one of these at the Music 6000 in Olympia, like the kind that is the non-deluxe version of this or whatever.
Yeah.
Olympia, that's right. And I really liked it, and I found one that was like used A stock or whatever. So let's hear it. See, it's metallic and twangy sounding and really loud and mid-rangey. I have used this just in place of a regular acoustic guitar on a few songs. Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool, you know? And it has pretty heavy strings on it to make the resonator resonate, but it's not unplayable. It's gentler to play than the 12-string, definitely. So let's see, what can and can't you do on this one? So let's see, how is it for like... Would not be my first choice for bossa nova, but it can be kind of cool with 3 fingers. I haven't quite gotten the hang of finger picks, but it would be great with those. Something that's interesting about these that I don't really like is that resonator guitars, you can't really palm mute. Like if I try to do this stuff, it just doesn't make any sound at all. Whereas if I did that on an electric guitar or a steel string acoustic that is not a resonator, you know, I'd get that cool, you know, chuggy rock and roll thing. Yeah, I can't do that with this. And yeah, you can get different degrees of sound by where you pick. I mean, if you pick like way down here by the bridge, sound up here too. The gauge of strings you really ought to use on one of these is what's called true medium. And true medium is sort of like a medium gauge where a couple of them are a little bit lighter or something, and the intervals of them really handle alternate tunings and stuff better, and they just kind of fit the voice of this a little better. This guitar is extremely heavy on behalf of the metal body. The tuners are these Gretsch branded open back things that kind of look like ukulele tuners or something. Or not Gretsch, Grover. They're okay. They're cool looking. I mean, they're not especially good or bad, but they are cool looking. They're lightweight. This has a strap attachment down here. It doesn't have a strap attachment anywhere else, so and if I want to play with the strap, I guess I could do the thing with the string here, or maybe I could drill into this neck heel or something. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to put one like in the middle of the body. But I don't use this guitar enough to warrant owning a strap for it. I only play it sitting down at home. I don't ever bring this guitar out and about really, because I don't have a reason to, because as I said, this is one of the least versatile guitars I can think of, so it's not something that I'm gonna take to the open mic and do my thing with. So by the way, for a case, it did not come with a case, but I found that it fit in a very economically priced musician's gear case from Musician's Friend. No complaints with that case. It fits this guitar perfectly. So there you have it, the Gretsch Honey Dipper, or Super Honey Dipper. Or maybe it's a Honey Dripper, I don't know, it's something. Okay, Miradoodle. So, yeah, there you have it. They're not winning any trophies for versatility, but they're both, yeah, I mean, you can see why I've got them. Yeah.